Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Season 4 of Once Upon a Crescent, a Muslim kids podcast. Dear kid listeners, these stories are just for you. Written and produced by me, your author and narrator, Mrs. Hashmi. Let's switch on our imaginations with today's story. Today's story is called The Pokemon Pencil. Ayesha's hands were starting to get sweaty. She could hear all the other kids in her class confidently write down the spelling words on their test paper as the teacher called them out. But Ayesha was stuck. While all the other kids were done spelling the word frightened, Ayesha had barely wrote down the first letters. F, R, what's next? Ugh. Ayesha tapped her forehead with the end of the pencil, trying to concentrate and not let the other kids distract her. They moved around in their chairs, waiting for the teacher to move on to the next spelling word. But Ayesha was not ready to move on. Ayesha continued to feel stuck. Oh, I'm just going to do my best. It's okay if I get one wrong, Ayesha thought. She quickly wrote down her answer, but before she was done, the teacher announced, Wait. Wait is the next spelling word. I will check my weight at the doctor's office. The next spelling word is wait. That's the last time I'll repeat it. The teacher used the word in a sentence. While this is usually helpful for students during their spelling test, but in Ayesha's case, it made her feel even more confused. Oh, is it wait like you're waiting in line? Or is it the other one with the letter G in the middle? Oh. Ayesha was feeling overwhelmed. Taking tests made her feel nervous. She couldn't stand the silence and seriousness in the room. Why do teachers make tests such a big deal? Her thoughts wandered. Why can't I just spell it out loud to the teacher instead of write it down? Ugh. Ayesha tried a new strategy. She pretended the pencil was her teacher and whispered the spelling out loud in a low, hushed voice. W-E-I-H-G-T. That doesn't sound right. I know the G comes first. Okay, W-E-I-G-H-T. Oh, okay, I'll try that. Ayesha wrote down her spelling word and she took a look at it on her paper. That looks right to me, she thought. But does this word have a silent E at the end? Like the word hike or like? Ayesha added the E at the end of the spelling word just in case. The teacher moved on to the other spelling words, and Ayesha did her best. She continued using her strategy of pretending that the pencil was her teacher and whispering to the pencil in a low voice. All right, class, make sure you have your name on it. I'll come around to collect your tests. Ayesha took one last look at her test and saw that she hadn't written down anything for the second word. It was blank. Oh, she must have been stuck on the first word. Before she could ask what that spelling word was, the teacher had already stopped at her desk and picked up her paper within a second. Ayesha slumped in her chair and put her head down at the desk. Who knew taking tests could make you feel so exhausted and drained? Ayesha felt a dip in her energy, so she closed her eyes and let her head rest on her desk. After a moment, her friend Ashley tapped her on the shoulder and said, Come on, Ayesha, the bell is about to ring for recess. Let's get in line. Come on, let's try to get to the swings today. Ayesha dragged her feet to the end of the line. She followed behind her friend Ashley and passed through the bustling hallway of children and teachers. Ayesha was tugged along by her friend straight to the swings. They sprinted to the last 2 swings available on the playground, but didn't make it on time. The girls had to wait their turn, and so they did. Ayesha, let's wait over here. We're probably next. The girls waited their turn patiently to the side. Ayesha finally spoke. Ashley, don't you think that was the hardest spelling test ever? I'm worried I didn't do so well. I don't like taking tests. Tests are the worst, Ayesha said, frustrated. Ashley looked at Ayesha, puzzled. Really? I thought it was easy. I usually get all my spelling words right. Mrs. Jackson gives me gold stars on my tests since I'm a great speller. Hearing that did not make Ayesha feel any better. She sighed. How do you get all your spelling words right? Maybe you're just a good speller and I'm just not. Ashley extended her hand to Ayesha with her fists closed. She opened up her fist slowly to reveal a short, stubby pencil. Ashley exclaimed, it's because of my lucky Pokemon pencil. I always use Pokemon pencils during test days. It gives me good luck. Ayesha had never heard of this before. Huh? A pencil that gives good luck and that makes Ashley become a better speller? Wow, this sounds amazing, thought Ayesha. Ayesha inched towards Ashley and in her sweetest voice possible asked, Ashley, can I please borrow your lucky Pokemon pencil for next week? I promise I'll give it right back after the spelling test. Ashley smiled and was happy to help her friend in need. Okay, you can keep this one. It's totally shrinking anyway. I have another pencil from my Pokemon pencil box that I'll use. I love using new things. I'll use the new one and you can have this one. Ayesha jumped in joy. She couldn't wait to show her Baba when he picked her up from school. All throughout the school day, Ayesha felt relieved. She found some sort of new strategy to use next week on the day of her next spelling test. The dismissal bell rang in the afternoon, and all the kids exited the classrooms toward the carpool line, ready to end their school day. Ayesha held onto the small Pokemon pencil in her hand tightly. She spotted her Baba pull up to the front of the line. She entered the car beaming with excitement.
Assalamu alaikum.
Baba smiled, cheerfully kissing his daughter on the forehead as she sat in the passenger seat next to him. Wa alaikum assalam, Ayesha replied, waiting for her Baba's usual question.
How was your day, Habibti?
He asked. Baba, I think I did terribly on my spelling test. My friend, who is a perfect speller, told me to use her trick during spelling tests to do better next time. Baba took his daughter's backpack from her and adjusted the seat to make it more comfortable for Ayesha.
Oh, wow. Tell me about this trick. Does she write down her spelling words 10 times each to practice them day before the test? I used to do that, It's a great strategy.
Ayesha chuckled. No, Baba, it's easier than that. Here, look, it's this lucky pencil. My friend told me this is a lucky Pokemon pencil. She uses this pencil before every test of hers, and she gets an excellent grade each time. So she let me use hers. Isn't that so great, Baba? I can be an excellent speller too. Baba squinted his eyes at the little Pikachu on the pencil. He took the pencil from Ayesha's palm and held it up high.
So, is this some sort of advanced technology inside this pencil, Ayesha? How does a pencil turn a person into a good speller? I'm really not understanding this, Habibti. Can you share your thoughts on this so I can figure out how you understand it?
Ayesha loved this about her Baba. He always was eager to learn about her and hear her thoughts. Ayesha smiled and replied, Okay, Baba, listen. Ashley said it's a lucky pencil. Using the pencil brings her a good grade. It's lucky. Baba was not convinced. So he asked again.
But do objects hold any power to bring us goodness, though?
Baba questioned. Ayesha sat while Baba drove home and thought about that question. Objects and things actually don't have any power to bring us goodness. They don't have any power to bring us success or happiness. So maybe the pencil isn't a lucky pencil. Is there even such a thing as lucky? Ayesha wondered to herself.
What's wrong, Habibti? Why this sad face?
Ayesha looked up to her Baba. Baba rubbed his daughter's back. Ayesha took back the Pokemon pencil and looked at the little object. She was so excited to find an easy way to get a good grade, but now Ayesha felt angry that she believed it was that simple. Baba, what do I do then if there's no such thing as a lucky pencil? Baba turned the car into an empty parking lot. He stopped the car for a moment and said,
Well, we put sincere effort into something. We make dua about it, and then we trust that Allah will bring us the outcome that is good for us. Allah says in the Quran, Allah does not change the condition of a people unless they change what is in their heart. What is in your heart about this whole spelling test matter?
I'm not a good speller, Baba, Ayesha said, feeling defeated.
Well, good thing every skill can be worked on and improved with a little bit of sincere effort on our part. Let's change your heart about this matter. Think about it differently. Believe about it differently. You're not a good speller yet. It'll happen eventually, though. What's one thing you can do today before the day ends to challenge yourself to be a better speller?
I can spell out the words from today's spelling test to you out loud. I wanted to do that during the test, so I whispered it to my pencil, pretending it was my teacher. Baba burst into laughter. He took the Pokemon pencil and pretended it was Ayesha's teacher.
Hello, Ayesha. My name is Mrs. Pikachu Jackson. Tell me how to spell cupcake because that's what we're going to pick out together to cheer you up.
Ayesha giggled at the pretend Pikachu teacher pencil. She looked up to see her favorite cupcake store almost about to close. She unbuckled and jumped from her seat and exclaimed, Baba, let's Hurry! Hurry! Baba took the Pokemon pencil and slid it above his ear. He grabbed his wallet and entered the cupcake store with Ayesha, challenging her to spell out and practice out loud all the spellings of her favorite toppings. CHOCOLATE. I know that has a silent E. Chocolate.
Okay, now spell. World's most awesome father is here right now in the store with me, all at once.
He challenged playfully.
THANKU.
Baba spelled to the cupcake store owner.
Oops, I forgot. You're the one that's supposed to be spelling, not me, Ayesha.
Ayesha giggled. This father-daughter pair exited the cupcake store with smiles on their faces and spellings on their tongues. She looked to a little girl who was staring at them both. The little girl walked over to Ayesha and quizzed her on her spellings too.
How about strawberry? I like strawberry cupcakes.
Ayesha's heart melted at the little girl's quiz. Oh, you like strawberry cupcakes? Okay, I'm going to spell strawberry for you. Strawberry. Strawberry. Ayesha left the cupcake store feeling more confident than she had ever felt before in her own spelling ability. She was glad that Baba brought her here, and that Baba gave her a chance to actually practice her spelling skills in real life instead of trying to rely on a powerless object like a Pokemon pencil. Jazakallah khair everyone for tuning in to Once Upon a Crescent, a Muslim kids podcast. If you've enjoyed this story or any of the others, please consider supporting my work, even if it's $1 a month. Check out my Patreon link in the description below.